Welcome back to the Royal Alchemist extended demo. So I figured out why we didn't hear the game sound. It wasn't selecting the right output, so yeah. No more champagne for you guys. Let's continue. I totally forgot what happened last time. I edited this, the last part 2 days ago, but I already forgot. It was like not a very interesting part, so I'm sorry. Classes. No. What was that again? Educate. Improve intelligence. Yeah, let's... No, go for intelligence, please. Actually, let's go for intelligence thrice. Then this. And this. And this. Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah. Wow, Nazir. What happened to your water and earth? What skill? What? Saren, not very compatible with fire and water. Alright. And me. Alright, let's go. 5. Yeah, alright. So always equals 65 coins. Is that it? New missions available, great. I'm walking along the hallway on my way to my study to prepare for this afternoon's lessons when I hear someone call out softly behind me. Lady Rosenkreutz. Alright. What happened to your face? I turn to find a tall, mysterious-looking man bowing in my direction. Good sir, good day, sir. I believe you have the advantage over me. My name is Harris, personal servant to Prince Aurelius. A pleasure. He straightens his posture while looking at me, his eyes narrow ever so slightly as he smiles. I have the honor of carrying to you a message from His Highness. That's unusual. Let's hear it. Prince Aurelius sends you his warmest regards and told me to ask if you would like to have tea with him at the pavilion in the palace garden. Yeah, let's just make it as complicated as one can do it. An invitation to afternoon tea from Prince Aurelius. I cannot say I foresaw this coming in this or any other lifetime nonetheless. The warm regards seem almost ominous. Just as he told me. Harris, I do not trust you. That's unexpectedly sociable of His Highness. It is, yeah. Harris smiles but makes no reply. Please, let the prince know I should be glad to take up his invitation. His Highness will be delighted. Kindly come with me. I shall show you the way to the pavilion, where His Highness is waiting for you. You mean now? Indeed. Placing a gentle but firm hand on my shoulder, Harris steers me down the hallway in the direction of the garden. I thought you said in the afternoon. It is already past midday, Lady Rosenkreutz. Technically, this is afternoon. But isn't it a little early for afternoon tea? I think you will find that His Highness is not one to fuss about this sort of thing. Harris pushes open a door and I squint as I am overwhelmed by the sudden glare of midday sun. Nor for this meeting will you be... What? Yeah? Sunlight dances on the soft green meadow and sparkling fountains of the sprawling palace garden. A cool breeze meanders through the air, making the leafy branches of the trees rustle and stir. Dogs barking outside. Yes, nice. At the center of the garden, sitting in the shade of the white pavilion, I see the figure of Prince Aurelius observing us, hands neatly folded on his crossed legs, with not a single kettle, tray, or cup inside. Well, great. You said the prince is inviting me for tea, right? No, I said His Highness told me to tell you that he's inviting you for tea. A subtle but crucial distinction. I quite agree. My mouth suddenly dry. I find myself walking slowly towards the pavilion. There is no option but to press ahead. What with Harris blocking the exit behind me and Prince Aurelius fixing that cold, sharp gaze of his on me. You're here at last. Good afternoon, Your Highness. Well, Harris, get the blades, will you? At once, Your Highness. Blades? Oh, so we are fighting him. Okay. Blades. Can I go back to my old save and get combat skills? Blades. Harris places 2 gleaming steel swords on the table before Prince Aurelius, who buckles one onto his belt without taking his eyes away from mine. What do you intend to do with that sword? Fight. That's what people usually do with swords. Fight? Who are you fighting? You. Me? His Highness is challenging you to a duel, Lady Rosenkreutz. I look from one man to the other, more than half expecting them to burst out laughing in my face at any moment, but the faces of the duo are deadly earnest. I really am being challenged to a duel with Prince Aurelius, using swords of pure steel. What should I do? Can I run away? I don't think my fighting skills are up to par yet. Well, let's go for it. I lay my hands on the hilt of the remaining sword. As I do so, I can feel Prince Aurelius's eyes on mine, watching me with approval. Physical combat has never been my forte, but if that is the prince's fancy, then I am determined to give him my best and hope that it will be good enough. Are you sure about this, Your Highness? A bleeding note creeps into my voice as I make a last frantic attempt to dissuade him. Yes. Enough talking. En garde. Oh. I like you. That is all the warning I received before Prince Aurelius launches at my person in the whirlwind of shining steel. Taken by surprise, I barely managed to bring my sword up in time to parry the volley of incoming blows. Step by step, the prince forces me backwards out of the pavilion onto the meadow beyond. Shing! What? It quickly becomes clear that I do not stand a chance. You know, I'm not loading my save with my previous save. No. No, you're not watching that right now. Classes. Combat. Yep. Let's try this once more, shall we? Yes. Yes! The sword makes a silver crescent in the air as it arcs down towards my head. It brings my own blade up, angled slightly away. Clash. Ah! My arms buckle under the impact, but at least my head is safe. Almost immediately, the sword returns, this time thrusting straight towards my heart. I pirouette away, heart pounding wildly as I hear the blade pierce the empty air where I had been only a breath ago. I could have died just now? Mm. Mm. I want to watch that death though. Let's finish the combat. The fight. Before we go back and see if I would have died otherwise. With much more luck than skill, I am able to fend off most of the attacks and dodge the remaining ones that slip through my guard. I see a flicker of amusement in Prince Aurelius' eyes. That's not a great sign for me. Suddenly, the tempo of his attacks increased tenfold. Does he have any sense of doing things in moderation? There is no in-between with him. Another series of unfaltering strikes. Sweat is pouring down my forehead, stinging my eyes. I'm getting tired quickly, while the prince is barely even winded. I have to end this quickly. Gritting my teeth, I push away the next blow and dart forward, sword outstretched, determined to bring down my opponent before he exhausts me completely. I see a grin bordering on a sneer as if to mock me. Then there's a blur of movement. I stagger as something slams into me with brute force. Yay? The next thing I know, I am lying flat on my back in the grass, looking up at the blue sky and the white, fluffy clouds, breathing heavily. And Prince Aurelius is holding his sword down against my neck, its half-sharpened tip pressing into my skin ever so precisely. From my position, I can see the prince's firm grip on his sword and a coldness that seems to have been ingrained in his eyes, unbefitting for beauty such as him. A few loose strands of hair gracefully trace the shape of his face, and the scent of western flowers envelops me once again. He hasn't even broken a sweat in defeating me. A touch to Prince Aurelius. The best option probably would have been throwing the sword at his head and retreating. The action might not have been the most glorious thing to do, but it wasn't as if the prince was treating me extraordinarily polite either. Trying to catch my breath, I close my eyes and calm my mind, feeling a bit annoyed and confused at the same time. Why are you doing this? Prince Aurelius pauses for a moment, thinking. For some reason, I don't expect him to give me a serious reply. I simply wish to make my own assessment of you. Harris helps me to my feet, brushing away the dirt and grass on my clothes. You may be my tutor, but you are so only. You are so only by the grace of the Lord Regent. I have yet to determine for myself what your true worth is. Harris, show Olin Kreutz back to her room. Aurelius looks away, having lost all interest in me at the drop of hat. This way, please. Worn out with no energy for further objections, I allow him to lead me back into the palace. We make our way to the studies side by side in silence. Here we are, Lady Olin Kreutz. If there's nothing else, I shall return to His Highness. A minute. What is it? Did you know? I beg your pardon. Did you know what Prince Aurelius had in mind when you brought me to the garden? Harris looks away, stroking his chin while wearing a contemplative expression. His Highness is right. If you want to survive and prosper in a place as interesting as the Fostrax Palace, you really should try to improve your swordplay. If you're interested in learning the little tricks of the art that Marshal Garius believes himself too honorable to impart, you can usually find me wandering the palace garden. You're offering to teach me? Evidently. My lips pursed. That's pursued, right? Pursed is what they wanted to go for, I guess. I get the feeling this man has been with Prince Aurelius for a long time. Even his speech resembles the prince's. Your reason? Harris pauses to observe me before his eyes narrow and his lips tuck into a mysterious smile. Self-interest, mainly. It'd be fun to see whether you can meet Prince Aurelius's expectations. With that, he walks away, leaving me staring into space and stunned. That's... That answer was about as helpful as having not answered at all. I can't seem to understand the youngest prince nor his servants. Alex can now take classes to learn leadership skills. Yes! New Crim Raw character unlocked, Harris. Knock knock. No, I wanted to... Stop that. Let's save. We can save over this one since it failed us last time. And then... Yeah. This one, right? No! I don't want to overwrite this. I want to load it. Yes. Classes. What was it? Intelligence doesn't matter. Intelligence. Oh, we can keep it as it is. I just want to see what happens. Yep. Shut up. Go on. Skip. Accept. No. So nothing happens. Okay, nothing happens. I just lose the... What's it called? The mini mission, whatever. Alright, thank you. I look up from my notes where I had been scribbling my formulae. Come in. The door to my study opens and a familiar figure emerges. Despite standing straight and still looking immaculate, I can't help but notice his slightly furrowed brows. Lady Kreutz, my apologies for disturbing you. Not at all. Is something the matter? While His Excellency the Lord Regent is aware you're still adjusting to life at court, he would like to request your aid in addressing certain complaints. Complaints? Raphael pauses a bit, clearly conflicted. In the days of the late King, Lady Kreutz, he used to travel the lands to help the citizens with their needs. Natural disasters, beasts and bandits, plagues, all manner of things really. Of course, the princes have been doing the best to keep up with them duties. However, during the past 12 moon cycles, I'm afraid more and more complaints have piled up. The Lord Regent requests your aid. You aid our princes in said duties, Lady Kreutz. We are aware it might be a lot to... 1 second. So 3 princes aren't able to do what 1 king was able to do? Is that what you're telling me? Seriously? Okay. That's fine. While Raphael must be relieved at my approval, he also seems somewhat surprised. It is. I'm an alchemist of the High Council. While I was summoned here to tutor the princes, it's our foremost duty to help each country advance and prosper. I would be happy if my alchemy can be of even the slightest help. Beauty bless. How so? But thanks. The master of coins smiles, and I find myself smiling back. Thank you, Lady Kreutz. Whenever you feel funding for your, you need funding for your work, please don't hesitate to find me. I will also be taking inventory and keeping track of each state's income. I hope the information will be of use for you. What am I supposed to keep track of? There's a lot. isn't there? Missions are now available. Fulfilling them will increase different factions' approval and increase your weekly income. For more information, check our tutorials by pressing T. Sure. Not going to do that. But we're going to save again. Because I can. Yes, I can. Alright, missions. Let's see. Is that my only mission? Heavenly Beauty. Strange rumors have reached the palace of farmers shutting themselves inside their houses during the day and doing no work. Okay, so what do I do? What do I do? What am I supposed to do? Yes, I would love to. So Saren has to reach 10 in light magic. Okay, let's see. Treasury. Fostrax 20 coins. Spell lore 15. Self-flows 30. The mining town, forest village, the capital. Alright. Okay. Classes. Saren, light magic 4. You need more light. Let's go for light. Let's see. You are worse in water, and you need some more light. Okay, so let's see. I have beauty 10, 8 etiquette, 5 intelligence, 25 combat, 5 whatever that is, and 5 leadership. Let's go for leadership then. Leadership and a bit intelligence. Yeah. I saved, right? I saved, yes. Let's go for it. Alright, not too bad. The high art of alchemy is subtle and perilous, to the use of which requires utmost attentiveness and care. I look down to see what effect my words are having on my students. Saren is keeping his eyes fixed on me, calm and inscrutable as ever. He might be seriously reflecting on the meaning of what I say, or, equally likely, trying to make up his mind on what to have for dinner. He's probably seriously reflecting. He is Saren, after all. Unlike... Nazir beams at me and offers a thumbs up. Hear, hear! He bends back over his desk, appearing to be busy taking notes, perhaps not realizing I can clearly see he is sketching a portrait of me. Or really is observing me keenly, but I have a feeling that he is measuring up. What he is measuring up is me, rather than what I'm saying. I sigh, but for John. Magic, as you know, comprises 6 elements, or 3 pairs of complementary counterparts: fire and water, wood and wind, light and dark. Nazir interrupts by yawning loudly, then immediately covering his mouth, looking abashed. Normally, a magic user can only use 1 or 2, rarely 3 different elements of magic. Members of Olin Kreutz family can use all 6, I believe. That's right, it is our rather unusual attribute. To an alchemist, the 2 most important elements of magic are fire and water. That's because fire represents the power of manifestation. It is the only magic capable of forcing the essence of an object to assume shape. Water represents the power of alternation. Using it on an object can cause its essence to change. Water without fire is pure chaos, a state of unending flux. fire without water is pure order, the original essence rigidly emphasized and magnified. Only fire and water used together allows an object to change from one stable state into another. This is the aim and purpose of alchemy. So, fire and water. Sorry, I'm just thinking about how fire and water together. Okay, it's fire and water magic, so it might be different from what we perceive as fire and water. So yeah, sure, might work. I can't use our logic, the logic of the real world on this game, I know, but it's so tempting. Alright. Fascinating. Absolutely. However, neither my brother nor I can use both fire and water magics. Nor can most alchemists. There is, of course, a way to get around this limitation. Do you know what this is? I hold up a vial filled with swirling blue light. Aha! You see? Yes. Then be a good chap and enlighten us with your wisdom, will you? Breaking his neutral expression, I see Aurelius' brows twitching in slight annoyance. It's a magic preservation vial. You don't say. Splendid! Clears everything up perfectly. I press my lips together as I hear the sarcasm in Nazir's chipper voice. It stores a certain type of elemental magic. This one, for example, is a water vial, suitable for Nazir here. Nazir receives the vial hesitantly, as if expecting it to explode. Just screw it open when we want to use it, I suppose? Yes, it is that convenient. The invention of preservation vials by Harold the Wise is considered one of the most important breakthroughs in the history of alchemy. I thought each vial contains only a small amount of the element. It depends on the size and quality of vial, but in general, yes, you are right. However, even a small amount of the element is enough to satisfy the requirements of most alchemic formulae. Wow. Wonder why I haven't seen one of the nifty things till now. Sounds awfully useful. The High Council has a monopoly on selling preservation vials, which they dole out very sparingly. Furthermore, the manufacture of preservation vials is a difficult and time-consuming process, with only fire magic users being able to make the vials. Why is that? Fire is the power of manifestation. Manifestation, remember? So fire vials ought to be the most common. And also the cheapest. I assume vials of the other elements can only be created by fire magic users, also a fiend to other elements? Your assumption is correct. That means Nazir here may eventually have the ability, if he pays attention to my lessons, to create wind preservation vials. However, it also doesn't mean that vials of other elemental types are much rarer and more expensive than fire. It also does. Lady Olin Kreutz, you are affined to all 6 elements, are you not? And so the 3 of you are very lucky. I can make vials of whichever element you require. All you need to do is to request them from me in advance. For the moment, can the 3 of you please step forward to collect a vial of each element you cannot use? Then let us continue with today's lesson. Interesting. Alright. Save. And end this for today. I hope you had as much fun as I did. It was actually quite fun. Seeing these people in action. And we still have 8 weeks to go. yeah. So we still have some reading to do. I hope you are looking forward to that. My voice obviously isn't, but it never is, so yeah. You don't have to stay for what I'm about to say, so do go ahead and leave. I just wanted to say thank you to all those people actually enjoying my content. I was happy to see that there are people that actually watch the whole episode and not just parts of it. And yeah, thank you for joining this channel, subscribing, even though I'm very inactive most of the time. And yeah, well, my actual work is keeping me busy. I am trying to get content out more regularly, but yeah, at the moment at work there's quite a lot going on. A lot of people are sick or, well, on vacation, so I have to cover quite a lot, and I'm tired. But yeah, I'll that will pass and I'll get better, and I'll actually have the time, especially beginning October, since I will change my workplace and work as something else and go back to studying, so I should have more time if I make it. Yeah. Nevertheless, I hope to see you soon, and see you next time, of course. Bye bye.